what's up, guys? My name's Justin Nessie, and I'm here with Taylor Nisbet, and today we're giving you our 2019-2020 NFL season predictions. So, pretty much what we're going to be doing, we each picked every game and picked the playoffs and all the awards, and we're just going to kind of be going through that, talking about some differences in ours, like just things that we think could happen, even if we didn't necessarily pick it, and just stuff like that. So, we're going to start with the AFC, and here are all our final records. And the AFC, we're actually pretty similar, and I don't know if you agree with this too, but before the Andrew Luck retirement, I would have had the Colts probably winning the South with, I don't know who I would have left out of the playoffs, maybe the Texans, probably the Browns, but did you also have the Colts kind of up there before Andrew Luck retired?
Oh, yeah, I 100% had the Colts winning the AFC South. I even had them competing for the 1 seed, honestly. I think they're overall very good team. Browns as well. I think they'll be able to finally make that push to finally get in the playoffs and end that drought. We'll see if they can put it all together.
And I think if there's one team that from the AFC that I think could make the playoffs, it's the Colts, because they're super talented. Mm-hmm. They got an amazing O-line. They got Quentin Nelson and Darius Leonard, 2 All-Pros that were rookies last year. So if Jacoby Brissett can kind of
at least just hold the ship together.
Yeah, then I think the Colts could sneak in. But other than that, I mean, I think the Ravens have a chance. We'll see. Lamar Jackson in year 2. We'll see.
Needs to develop.
Yeah, we'll see if he's a better thrower of the football. I mean, everyone knows he's explosive. Everyone knows he can make plays. But can he be like a consistent NFL quarterback? We'll have to see. I mean,
we'll find out.
I think the Browns with Baker Mayfield are in a better spot in the North, personally. I mean, I think the Ravens' defense is obviously close to the Browns, but the Ravens don't have a player like Myles Garrett. So, that's even if the Ravens' defense is really good.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett's still Brown. Really on AFC we have super similar, other than I think Titans are going to be a little better. You think Jaguars are going to be a little better. I mean, I think they're both pretty, middling teams.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, we have them having similar records anyways, but I think, I just feel like Nick Foles is going to be able to give him a little extra push.
Yeah.
Other than Blake Bortles from last year.
And then the division that always has the least controversy is the East. And
yeah.
You got Tom Brady, Patriots. They're going to win it again. I mean,
it's pretty much figuring out who's coming in second.
Yeah, and I think the Jets. I think the Jets will be way better this year. They really upgraded the defense. Le'Veon Bell, all that.
Jamal Adams is going to be a menace again.
Yeah, I think they'll be good. So I don't know. I think the Patriots. They're going to win the division. We'll see who comes in second. I think the Bills have a chance to win. To be better,
Oh yeah, keep an eye on Josh Allen for sure.
Yeah. I like Josh Allen. Guy wasn't high on coming out, but he's good now.
Yeah.
So
he's growing on me.
Yeah, I think with that, I mean that's the AFC. You'll see the way we have the playoffs shaken down later in the AFC, but I think right now we're gonna move to the NFC.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we disagree a little more here. You have the Saints at 14-2.
I'm pretty high on the Saints this year. Yes.
Why do you think this year is gonna be a little different for the Saints?
I don't know. I mean, this year, I think with the way things ended last year in the NFC Championship with the Rams, I think it's just going to be fueling the fire to just keep pushing even harder. And now that Kamara's getting carries on his own, he's not going to be having to split carries with Ingram. I think that'll obviously open up more touches for him, and he's already an explosive player. You just give Mike Thomas $100 million, so
yeah,
go ahead and prove it, honestly. Prove why you're worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Saints win the South. I still think they're going to be really good, but I just think that the Rams are just such a good, and you have them going 13-3, so it's not like you think they're going to be bad or anything.
Yeah.
But
honestly, I think the Rams and the Saints play each other early in the season, don't they?
I'm pretty sure they do. So I mean, that's the Rams are just such a complete team defensively, and as I said with Myles Garrett, when you have a guy like Aaron Donald in the middle on defense, it's just tough to stop.
Yeah.
Like a pass rusher like that's that good is just it's kind of like a trump card at some points, and that's why the Bears with Khalil Mack. I mean, we essentially splitting hairs, Packers Bears, who we think's gonna win that division.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just with him coming back and that defense again, the Bears are gonna be really good too. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the Vikings. So the Vikings were my team last year. I had them going 14-2. They did not do good. They kind of let me down. So they can't pick them again. I think there's a chance they can sneak into the playoffs. Edge out either the Packers or the Bears, depending on injuries and stuff. That's just kind of the way the NFL goes. But I I don't know. I just don't see I don't see Kirk Cousins ever like leading a team to like. I can't believe I thought he would lead into a 14-2 record. So that's where we're at right now with the Vikings. But and then, yeah, I mean that division though. All three of those teams they have a chance.
It's gonna be uber competitive. All three. I mean, except minus maybe the Lions. All those defenses are top notch. So.
Yeah. The Packers major upgrades.
They're definitely gonna beat up on each other on the way out.
And then I think one thing we definitely have to talk about in the NFC is Zeke Elliott.
Yes.
There's reports. We're recording this on Tuesday, so there's reports that he's going to sign his long-term deal, but I'm kind of believe it till I see it. And until I see it, I got the Cowboys at 8-8, and I just they're just a different team without Zeke. And if Zeke comes back and he's ready for Week 1, I probably would give the Cowboys an extra game, maybe 2. I think they could challenge the Packers for that last wild card spot. But just without Zeke, I just don't trust Dak. I mean, I just don't.
No, I mean he's statistically worse without Zeke, and I mean it's being a Giants fan, it's kind of tough picking the Cowboys to win games, anyways. But I don't know. I don't see him doing too much without Zeke, and it doesn't sound like contract negotiations are going any better right now.
Yeah, that is. I mean, Melvin Gordon with the Chargers too, but my record with the Chargers really doesn't change. Maybe a game.
No, I like Austin Eckler, and I think Philip Rivers is going to keep doing his thing.
Yeah. I think that offense will kind of keep going, and they got Justin Jackson too, who's a pretty good back. I think they can. Those two can pretty much replace the production. I mean, not completely,
not all the way, but.
And then with the South, one of the big differences we have is you're a lot higher on the Panthers than I am.
Oh,
I mean that's probably across both conferences. That's probably the biggest difference. Is you're a little higher on the Panthers.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with Cam staying healthy. That shoulder really got in the way of his throwing mechanics this year, and he had to completely start from scratch and have a new throwing motion coming into this year. I'm usually high on the defense. I think their secondary is probably their weakest point. That front seven's elite like usual.
Yeah, they added Brian Burns too.
Yeah, just adding on to that front seven.
Yeah, just making it even better.
I think a lot of it just depends on Cam staying healthy, really.
Yeah.
We'll see how DJ Moore does too with Devin Funchess leaving.
And that's part of the reason why I have the Panthers doing a little worse is because I just the way watching Cam Newton throw at the end of the year last year, it looked like there was something seriously wrong there.
It was tough, yeah.
And so I can't be confident that he's gonna come back and be the same player. And without Cam Newton, the Panthers defense is still good, as you said. The front seven, obviously, Luke Kuechly. I mean, him in himself is elevates your front seven. Even I don't. If Cam Newton didn't play, I think this team would be in trouble again. So
absolutely.
That's kind of where we're at there.
Absolutely. I mean, you already hurt his foot in his first preseason action. Anyways,
Yeah.
So I'm already kind of shaky on it, but we'll,
Yeah, we will see.
Hopefully it goes well for him.
Yeah. All right. So with that, those are our regular season ranking or predictions, and then based off that, we obviously made our award picks, and so I'm going back-to-back MVP, Patrick Mahomes. I'm all in. I think obviously Kareem Hunt's gone, but I think the offense keeps moving just as they did. They get McCole Hardman, get some more speed, which is just crazy when you have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and it's just more speed. I think they're in for. He's going to throw maybe not 50 TDs, but at least, 42, 43. I mean, I think
he can definitely get back up in that range.
I think he just has that kind of year again. So I'm all in on Mahomes for MVP.
Oh, someone like Tyreek Hill on the outside. I mean, it's just going to be a nightmare for defenses to deal with. But I'm kind of riding out Drew Brees as my MVP, continuing that kind of high I'm with the Saints, and I think with him giving Michael Thomas that new contract, he's gonna obviously get a lot more receptions.
Which is crazy to think about. That he might.
Not that he already was. Moving on to my offensive player of the year, though, I think Saquon Barkley will keep it up. It seems like you agree with me as well.
Yeah. I mean, I just regardless who's quarterback, whether it's Eli or Daniel Jones, regardless of how they do, I think Saquon nears 2,000 yards again. It's just. When you can catch and run like that, I don't see this year being worse. It's hard to imagine him just kind of falling off.
Especially taking Odell out of the conversation as well.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally the number one piece now.
Yeah,
so.
there's nobody else should be getting the ball over Saquon on like first and 10.
Yeah.
It's like whether you just get however you're getting it to him, he's got to get the ball.
And Golden Tate suspended the first 4 games, so
Sterling
it's even less
Shepard,
weapons. Yeah.
People are always the other receivers are all hurt. It's and he will be getting the ball a lot. And then I think with the two guys we chose for Defensive Player of the Year, I think it could go either way, and I don't think anyone would be surprised at either. Like they'll both most likely be on playoff teams, and they'll both most likely get 15 plus sacks. Like they're both Aaron Donald, obviously dominant from the inside, and Khalil Mack obviously dominant from the outside, but just as I said, as we talked about, the way they can affect the game, it's like different. So
the Bears' defense completely changed last year.
Khalil Mack outproduced the Raiders' pass rush last year. Much. He essentially had the same production. So those two, I mean, it could go either way, you know.
Yeah.
And then Offensive Rookie of the Year, coming on again with Kyler. As I said, I don't know how many games they're gonna win, but he's gonna be exciting. They like giving the award to quarterbacks. It's the easiest to give it to a quarterback. He's gonna start from week 1, unlike Haskins or Daniel Jones or
any other. He's a clear cut.
Any other rookie starting? I don't. Or rookie QB. I think it's just Kyler.
I think it's just him.
So, I mean, I just think regardless of how they do, I think he'll put up numbers, he'll make plays, and the voters will end up choosing him. So that's kind of my 2 cents.
Yeah, I was kind of split on that as well. I have Kyler and David Montgomery. I think with the Bears, I think a lot of that season will ride on if Mitch can get any better. And if he's not, obviously they're going to have to start leaning on the run game more, which is going to mean more carries for him as well. And he's already splitting it with Tariq Cohen. So.
Yeah. Obviously, Jordan Howard now in Philadelphia, they kind of opened up this spot for like another bigger back, and David Montgomery just perfectly fits it. And then for Defensive Player of the Year, we both chose one of the Devins, but I'm gonna go with my guy, Devin Bush. I think he's gonna be he's gonna come in, he's just gonna be a playmaker. Like obviously preseason doesn't mean anything, but the way just watching him just shoot the gaps, it's like that speed will still be there come regular season. That. I think he's gonna be a special type of playmaker. And I think Devin White has a chance to also be that type of playmaker, but
he flies around in coverage. I think he'll be able to cover the middle of the field very well.
And then, both of them are going to have great years. You know, like, we'll see who has a better year. It might come down to who gets more turnovers. Like, I think they both,
tackles,
obviously, they were both taken in the top 10 for a reason. You know, very good linebackers.
For sure.
Both going to start day one. And you also got Quinnen Williams, who, I mean, I just love him as a guy. There's the video of him blessing himself. He seems like a great kid. And he's also a beast pass rusher, or just interior presence, just a monster. So I can definitely see that going. And then comeback player, I think yours goes along with your prediction for the Panthers. I mean, Cam Newton, if he comes back and he balls like that, I mean, they could end up 11-5, and I could definitely see that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's hard. It was kind of hard not to pick Jimmy Garoppolo for this spot, but I feel like he's kind of the person everybody's expecting, you know? That's what I've been seeing a lot of, at least, so I wanted to pick somebody that was kind of on the outside, and then I'm actually curious to hear why you picked Carson Wentz.
So I'm just thinking that this is kind of a big year for Carson Wentz. Like, obviously when he plays, he's been really, really good, but the 2 years he's missed the playoffs, obviously Nick Foles has played for them past 2 playoff runs. Nick Foles is gone now. It's like, if Carson can't stay healthy now, it's like the Eagles are going to kind of start being like, all right, like, is this like a serious problem? Yeah. So I think it's kind of not like obviously a make it or break it year, but kind of like he has to prove to himself that he can stay healthy. Like he kind of, he got to, and I think if he can stay healthy for a whole year and he has a great year, I think he'll be in that MVP-ish conversation. So I think that's why he has a chance to get that done.
Oh yeah, for sure. They can't keep leaning on Nick Foles now.
Yeah, the back. I already couldn't even tell you who their backup is.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
And then Coach of the Year, we kind of went with our guys for our number 1 overall teams. You got 14-2 Saints. If they go 14-2, Sean Payton's probably gonna win Coach of the Year. Drew Brees is probably gonna win MVP.
Yeah.
And for me, I had the Chiefs and the Rams going 13-3. So Coach of the Year, Sean McVay, MVP Mahomes. I feel like those are both good picks. Nothing too separate. And then for our breakout player, this is something that it's not obviously a real award, but I gave it to Patrick Mahomes last year because I thought he was gonna break out, and I mean, I think it's safe to say he did. I mean, 50 TDs.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
The MVP. So, not picking. I don't think Darnold's gonna throw 50 TDs or anything, but I think he's gonna be much improved. I think people kind of forgot about him in his first year. I think everyone was on the Baker Mayfield hype train, and
For sure.
And Josh Allen's out here hurdling people, and I feel like and Josh Rosen was sucking. So I just feel like Sam Darnold kind of got lost in the shuffle, where people are just like, I mean, he was the 3rd overall pick. I mean, there's big expectations for him in New York, and I think he can. I mean, with Le'Veon Bell, Robbie Anderson, I think he's got some good pieces, and I think he's having a big year.
I agree. Adam Gase has been giving him a ton of praise in camp, and I was low-key one of the doubters myself, so I'm curious to see how he's going to come out year 2. If he's going to have a sophomore slump, or if he's going to, like you're thinking, break out.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. And then, once again, your breakout player kind of goes along with the Cam Newton Panthers making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, you think DJ Moore is in for a big year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think he's an explosive kid, and he's finally going to get a shot at the number 1 spot on the depth chart with Devin Funchess leaving, and with another speedy dude like Curtis Samuel on the other side of you, you're most likely going to get open eventually.
Yeah, I mean, that's some speed in that offense.
Oh, yes.
But, all right, moving on to the playoffs. You have the Texans beating the Browns. I mean, the Browns beating the Texans for the AFC. I think that game could go very much either way. Also, once again, depending on health, it'll depend on who's playing for each team. They're 2 good teams, I think. Steelers Chargers. We both have the Steelers taking down the Chargers. I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean that seems to usually be the case in the playoffs, anyways. Phillip just can't seem to get it done.
Yeah. Saints get some. I got the Saints getting some revenge for Beastquake. So I mean that'd be nice for them. They get to play at their place this time, and then we both have the Bears going down week 1 again. So got the Packers moving on. So I mean pretty similar playoffs overall.
I think the Pack is back. Definitely revamped the defense a little bit. Aaron Rodgers should hopefully be able to come out healthy the whole year.
Hopefully. But we both do have them losing in the next round to our number 1 overall seeds, the Saints and the Rams. So
sorry.
I mean, pretty good year though.
So,
I just think the Rams are once again too much, and then I just think that right now the top of the NFL, I just kind of like it. Like if you look at the seeds we have advancing, we each have 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. So I think just like the top teams will play like the top teams in the playoffs, and so I do have the Patriots going on the Steelers, which is it's a little me like that's a little me hoping here, just because I think the Tom Brady making the Super Bowl every year has to end at some point. I have to assume that at some point it's gonna end. I don't have a reason to, but I don't know. I'm as I said, it's more of a hopeful thing. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him in the Super Bowl again and they won it somehow. I mean,
it'd be ridiculous if you was,
because Belichick does amazing things. But with that being said, my Super Bowl pick is going to be the Chiefs. Yours is going to be the Saints over the Chiefs. I think my 3 teams for the Super Bowl, if I were to put money on it, it would be the Chiefs, Saints, and Eagles. I'd
agree.
Like those are the 3 teams that I think all 3 of those teams are they're very deep. They all have a great coach. Like it's like they feel like the kind of team that can like make the run for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They all have like MVP caliber quarterbacks. Like it's just like that's kind of it's kind of the way it goes. So, I don't know. I mean, I think that obviously the NFL doesn't always work out like that though. Crazy stuff happens in the playoffs, but
I think a big thing for the Chiefs making it too, and even winning the Super Bowl, is it comes down to their defense, because obviously the offense is going to produce.
Yeah, and they added a couple pieces. They added Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, Frank Clark.
Frank Clark. So I mean, like they're like trying.
Oh
I mean, we will see if it comes together.
Yeah, add Darren Lee at linebacker.
Yeah. Trying to get faster. You got to deal with the Rams if you play them again. What was the score of that game last year? 50 to something.
Yeah, it was 50.
Crazy.
50 something. That was
wild,
ridiculous.
All right, guys. Those are our predictions. We will have our Week 1 preview coming out in a couple days. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. Those links will be in the description. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys.
Yeah, see you.